Hello and welcome to Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast. I'm Alex,
I am Eric.
and today we are joined by.
Me.
All right, that is a me for all our listeners out there.
She's great.
You may know her from previous visits on the podcast, including one from season 1. I believe she had a poem then, or maybe not. Yeah,
Yep.
probably a poem. Season 2, I think she was there for maybe another poem. Did we do those?
Oh, that was a song.
Oh,
It's
that
been a
was the
long time.
song. Yep, that was the song. And then yeah, so we got the dearest Rose up in this podcast this week. And yeah, that's all I have to say. You have anything? What's going on, Rose?
I moved to a new city a week ago, then immediately flew home, flew back, and now I'm working and getting a master's. Things are great. It's a billion degrees outside.
Yo, Kyle did that too, but he also got married, so I don't want to, feel like you should do more, Rose, but.
Wow, you showed me up.
Yeah.
Anyway, congratulations. That sounds like a ton of fun. Eric, nothing new has happened here. You already know this, of course, because that's right, Sneak Reunion podcast on the DL. Don't tell anybody Eric's supposed to be at college.
Ooh, that's right. I'm here. Bada bing, bada boom. Mom's office has never been crowded, Dad's office or whoever's office it is.
Oh,
now.
it's Dad's now. I mean, it's got all the Chaw stuff, and it's definitely
got the
Dad's
coup.
office.
There's a coup to Dad for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Plus, all those big contractor bucks, he can afford to rent it out from Mom.
That's brutal. Okay, so I think we got a crazy podcast for all you out there. We are going to be talking about this week's main topic at one point, and I think that's this point. Am I right or am I right?
Oh, that's definitely right. Let's get this main topic going.
All right, we're talking 1914, okay? Not 1913, not 1915. The 1914 Wimbledon Championships, specifically the men's doubles. That's right. Only the best men's doubles Wimbledon Championship of the year 1914. It was such a year. That's about it. That's all I can say.
So let me get this straight, Eric. Wimbledon, 1914. Here's everything
Yes.
I know about tennis. Serena won that one, right?
Oh, well, we aren't talking about overall, but yeah, she did. Serena won that one.
Okay,
She
sounds
was
good. Sure.
still, I believe, what was it, like 60 years unborn, but she still somehow won. I don't know how she does it. She's just that dominant.
She's pretty good. Poor Sharapova getting second, huh?
It's a tough time whenever Serena's out on the court, but
Always
so
the
the men's
bridesmaid, never the
double.
bride.
The men's double. I'm talking my boys, Norman Brooks and Anthony Wilding, straight from Australia themselves. And you know who they beat?
Herbert Roper.
That is exactly correct. Herbert Roper Barrett. What, 3 names? Come on. All you need is 2, my English man. And his partner, Charles Dixon, they got the bam, boom, biddity bop from my boys, Brooks and Wilding. I mean,
so where are they from? The two opponents that are obviously not Brooks and Wilding.
Well, they're dirty Brits. I say.
Okay, it makes sense. What with being in Wimbledon.
Yeah, it's just also it's 1914.
So the war
I don't
is
think other
on.
people
That's
are
happening.
really. Yeah, I don't think other people are really invited. But no, nothing else was going on in 1914. Just Wimbledon. That's all.
Just Wimbledon.
About.
That's really the high point of 1914.
Exactly. So these scores, wow. Can I say what a crazy set and match? Like we got 6-2, and then 6-4. Ooh, someone's gonna pull it back, and then 4-6. Oh my goodness, the bad guys, those dirty Brits got it. They won a set. And then, bang, just like that, 6-2, nail in the coffin. They win, best 3 out of 5. Our boys from down under, they should know how to whip a ball over a net for sure, because they're out here. And actually, it's crazy because they're so used to playing on the other side of the globe. So when they play tennis, the balls actually bounce off of the sky and back. So it's a whole lot harder for them
a whole different kind of game.
play. Then when they came up to Wimbledon, they're like, I think I see how it works. And so then they're out, bing, bang, boom, and like their sky shots were impeccable every day. And that's all I have to say about that.
So
Wimbledon,
maybe
Australia.
Rose can help us out here. But I think or Eric, you can help too here. How did the recent invention of mustard gas play into both the anti-doping allegations made by both teams and also the lawn care of Wimbledon?
Well, what you have to remember is that during this period, mustard is really a staple in the diet of your typical Brit, so the invention of mustard gas drastically increased market availability of traditional sandwich mustards. As a result, the grass cutting was all over the place because, of course, all of the mean teeny guys were just so, what do you call those? Lawn
The
manicures?
landscapers.
Thank you. We're just so upset about their sandwiches.
Well, I actually heard that the mustard gas was so all of the mustard was divulged from the dressing and went only into the gas.
Into
So
gas production for the war. Okay.
these landscapers were actually they were snorting some mustard gas before they were cutting the field, and the Wimbledon was never quite the same after that. I'm talking craters the size of the Western Front, grass showing like thrown all about in some sort of disorder, and it's because the landscapers were high on mustard gas the whole time.
Oh, now I get it. So that gave the Australians the advantage because they are used to playing in the outback, which already had no grass and giant craters all over it, and poisonous snakes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was actually a cover up. Anthony Wilding actually brought a few he hit a few massive spiders and snakes in his boot. So when he was coming into the Wimbledon tournament area and he released them, causing a frenzied panic. So the Brits they didn't know what to do with all that pressure on, and that's what really caused them to crack.
Well, do you remember when it was match point and Brooks slid a fresh tube of tennis balls over to the Brits, and when they opened it, the snakes jumped out because it was one of those like trick tubes, and that really, I think that's what put them over the edge. Like that really sealed the deal. They weren't coming back from that.
Yeah, back when Australia was a what is it? Prison workforce for the British. I believe that's where they learned these sneaky thievery tricks and that's where they learned the sort of gag that could win a Wimbledon, because come on, if you're playing tennis, let's be real, you're a little snooty duty, but those Australians back when they were still rough and tough boxing Sheilas out in the wild, they came over all grizzled and ready to party, and they partied on Wimbledon, that's for sure.
Yeah, that sounds great. Hey, Eric, you want to wrap this main topic up and move into our next segment? Some sort of seat in temperature increasing device?
Yeah, I believe that we're going to be keeping up with the
DeWitz's, right?
road.
That's the new segment.
Yeah, so we already said it. I'm doing well. You're doing well.
Yep.
I'm back home.
It's hot. It's hot everywhere. I think
it
it's
is
hot
toasty.
out west.
It's hot. It's Pacific Northwest. I'm talking 110. Oh God, that's got to be brutal. I mean, wherever we are at this given location on a beautiful Thursday morning, probably like 80 degrees, but feels like 200 because I'm talking Celsius, of course. Because wow, I can't do the heat, man. And Rose, how is it where you are?
Yeah, Eric, I think it's a little rude of us to do Keeping Up with the DeWitz's. What if we did Keeping Up with the Roses this week?
Well, that's what we're doing. We're keeping up with the Roses.
Okay. So Rose, yeah, how are things going out in Indiana?
Things in Indiana are stunning. I moved here after the cicadas somehow, but just in time for the weird flash flood thunderstorms. We did clock a thermometer at 112 yesterday. I don't trust it, but that's what it said.
Wow, 112 is.
Was this
incredible.
a dry bulb like measurement, or are you doing some fancy techno wizardry?
Like it was just the one in a car, and we looked at it and went, that seems hot, but not that hot.
Yeah, no, it's probably that hot. Sounds about right.
I only trust the wet bulb temperature of an electronic thermometer. So I always dip my meat thermometer in water and then wave it around the room to see what the temperature is.
I do have terrible news, Rose.
Oh no.
We are going to make whatever seat you're sitting in at 112, because obviously you're in your car doing irresponsible driving and podcasting practices. But we're cranking that seat up even hotter because this is time for the hot seat.
All right,
Oh,
you
no.
ready? We got some hard-hitting, fast, and incredibly topical questions. So it's going to be rapid fire.
So I got one right now. This is, watch out. I'm not starting off light or anything, but Foursquare or more square?
Foursquare. Classic. Elegant. Simple.
Okay. Bottom or top?
Of what?
I think you have all the information you need to answer this question.
Top.
Good choice. How about your favorite school subject?
To teach or to learn?
First one, then the other?
I love to teach math, and I love to learn history.
Ooh, quality. Flannel or corduroy?
Flannel.
No doubt. Co-free or co-caged?
Co-free?
Okay, not a tea person. Very well.
Turducken or tofurkey?
Turducken.
Bold.
Maple goes on what?
All of the above.
Correct. If there was a correct answer, that would be it. Maple cream me or maple cream you?
Maple cream me.
All right, and finally, it has come to our attention recently that body dimorphism is a serious problem in both genders, and
especially in the ages of young people, adolescents, and young adults.
And in 30 seconds or less, how would you address this complex issue?
It's a very complex issue, body dysmorphia. And I think ultimately what it boils down to is being able to have honest conversations, talking about what we see in the way that media and social media especially really distort our perceptions of reality, and the importance of being able to push back against friends, really listen to what they're saying, and being able to say like, hey, maybe we need to talk about this a little bit more. There we go. That's my time.
Okay. I have one follow-up question. I don't know if that's normally accepted here. As we are the hosts of the podcast, I should probably know. So body dysmorphia or body anamorphia?
Anamorphia.
We do love those anamorphs.
All right, tough choice. Yeah, I think that. Oh, we are huge Animorph fans. I don't know. Oh yeah. And so in the topic of keeping up with, first of all, Rose, congratulations. That was, I mean, you kept your cool under pressure. That's hard to do.
Well, I do work with 11-year-olds, and boy, do they keep you on your toes.
Especially because, as we all know, when pressure increases, I'm gonna guess temperature does if you keep volume constant, but I'd have to check.
Alex, you gotta go back to chemistry class. That's like Dalton's law right there. So I'm not even gonna talk to you about it.
Got me good. I'm more of a Boyle's Law kind of guy.
Sacre bleu.
Personally, I prefer Cole's Law.
Another very important law of thermodynamics. No, that's it. I got it. Hey, well, we'll just edit this part out because I'm the guy who edits the podcast.
Have fun with that.
Eric, do we have any questions that we should answer from our previous podcast? Has anyone left any questions down in the comments on?
Let me check really quickly.
Yeah. How about you check? Oh, I think I see one here, Eric.
I see one. This Eric guy. He says I'll just say what he says. Long-time listener, only a few-time commenter. A lot of my friends have been pressuring me into champagning. Should I do it? And what is it? Alex, have you heard of champagning?
I haven't heard of champagning. I heard that it is a Midwestern thing, so maybe we can let Rose explain.
Well, first of all, you can always say no to your friends when they pressure you, and if they keep pressuring you, then they probably aren't real friends. But champagning is so many things. It's America's newest pastime. It's a magical device to make you feel sparkly and happy. It's for those who want classiness without pretension, rituals without exclusivity, broken glass without any realization that it's happening. No, but the shambong is a uniquely American device that allows you to make a mimosa in a traditional champagne glass, but rather than having to drink it, you can just shoot it through the bottom, which is a hollowed out straw instead of a stem.
Wow,
Oh,
that's kind of cool.
yeah, that really sounds like wine chugging with extra steps.
No. It's streamlined wine chugging. So think of it, Alex. You're sitting there. You have your shambong, and you're making your mimosa, and then you're like,
Right.
wait a minute. I think I'm gonna try and find the bottom, because you just rolled up to bottomless mimosas with your friends. You put down your like $14 bottomless
Yep.
mimosas, and you're
Mhm.
gonna try and find the bottom. You're gonna make them regret this decision. But then that's the point. It's through the wine stem. There is no bottom. That's where the bottomless mimosas come in. You can't
Oh, I
find it.
got you. Yeah,
It
yeah.
just
You
keeps
rock up to
coming.
Mimosa Mondays, and you're ready to go. Everyone else, they're gonna be like 3 or 4 mimosas behind.
Exactly, because you're just shambonging this poor drink or whatever. And I guess the only thing out left to say besides that is Rose is completely wrong. The best kind of pressure is peer pressure. I learned that from Dalton's law himself. I believe that was his third law of pressure thermodynamics was peer pressure always works.
Oh yeah, peer pressure is the strongest of the pressures. Wow, I think that really, I mean, yeah, Rose definitely answered that one. So I'm glad that Eric guy is all taken care of. Oh wait, we have one more, Eric. It says, let's see here, some Alex guy, I never heard of him. Says, this is my favorite podcast because of all the great advice they give. I'm stuck in the bass fishing exhibit at the Patrick Leahy Echo Center. What is the best survival tip you have for getting past the prehistoric death traps they call sturgeon? Oh, we gotta
Well,
help this guy out, Eric. He's been stuck for 6 days.
yeah, 6 days ago he left this, so
Yeah.
I'm a little scared. But there's one thing I've gone to Echo numerous amounts of times. I love Echo, and I know that they keep the sturgeon in the basement near the pirate ship. It's not
Mm-hmm.
a real pirate ship, but it looks like a pirate ship, and it's covered with zebra mussels.
Yeah,
I
don't
forget
touch
if
that.
they
They will
scraped
cut you.
off the zebra mussels or not, but ooh, I do hate me some invasive species. You know what they say? I mean, you know what they sing. You see an invasive species, and then you gotta go, P.U., that looks like feces. Um,
That's what they say.
so that's a little jingle I remember I made up 2 minutes ago. But so he's trapped in the bottom. There, you never know. I think there's some snappers down there. You gotta watch out. It's basically Jurassic Park. I mean, it's Cretaceous Park all over again. So you're down there. It's scary. What you gotta do is hide in the pirate ship and then just start like singing your Flying Dutchman chant. Ooh, Flying Dutchman, Dutchman, go! I'm here and you're gonna go. Boo da ba boo. And then that's gonna scare away all the fish because they are pirates of yore, and they will hide in the backs of their tanks, and then you can quickly run out right to the gift shop and buy yourself a nice stuffed animal turtle, and then he'll be your best friend forever, and then you can rely on Swimmy to save you from all the other sturgeon.
From the future problems. Okay, see, here's the problem, Eric. That might get past, your snappers, your other, common lake fish, but down in the deep section there, they have these massive fish called sturgeon, Eric. Okay, and they can smell you, eat right through the pirate ship.
I believe it. Those things are scary looking.
And so the only way to get past them is to peer pressure them into shambonging so that they get completely wasted and you can make your escape. Now, the only thing more crushing at a depth of 100 feet below the water, the only thing more crushing than all that water pressure is peer pressure.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That is good. Those sturgeon. I heard that there's some vicious bunch. They get encouraged to start smoking seagrass at like right in middle school. It's dangerous. They do some lines of zebra mussels. It's a cruel world for sturgeon.
Oh yeah, sturgeon have a real, and this is kind of interesting. It's a machismo culture, but it is primarily driven by the much larger female sturgeon. You know, the ones with all the row,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and they bully all of the little puny males into doing whatever they want. But it's still very toxic. Almost as toxic as all the PCBs in the bottom of the lake.
Yes, hidden in that nice sediment layer, slowly diluting into the water and making the fish bones weak. So Rose, you've been to Echo a few times. What's your thought? What's your thought on the sturgeon and what to do if you're trapped and scared?
So what you really need to have is an eraser. And you're going to see where it says sturgeon exhibit. You're just going to go over with your eraser. You're going to go, you take up the T and bam, now you're surrounded by surgeons. And what's the first rule of medicine? Do no harm. So they can't hurt you anymore.
Oh my goodness, that's genius. Although I thought back in 2006 they rewrote the book of surgery, and the new first rule is charge an abhorrent amount of money and cause your customers to go into severe crippling debt.
Well, sure. And the second rule of Surgeon Club is that we don't talk about Surgeon Club, but they'll rob us blind anyway.
See, I always forget about that second rule. I'm not too good at reading those surgery books, so.
No one reads the fine print. It's how they keep getting people to sign away all those big contracts.
Makes a lot of sense.
This is Eric. I didn't know this until just now when I thought of it, but you know how peer pressure can be really toxic? Well, sturgeon are also succumb to and this is why it's so easy to change the exhibit name. Sturgeons, their parents just pressure them, and it's really unhealthy to get into med school. They're like, if you're not going to med school, like, why are you even, one of my thousands of babies? Like, I can't, all of my sons and daughters, they need to get into doctor school in order to be sturgeon surgeons, because if not, like, that's a disgrace on the family, and that's another form of pressure that I don't think gets talked enough about in the fishing community.
Well, yeah, I've heard that it leads to a whole lot of unrealistic standards on poor sturgeon, especially in the body angle, where these poor sturgeons they won't eat or do anything just to sort of live up to that stereotypical sitcom primetime TV show like surgeon appearance. It's pretty disgusting.
Also, they feel so much pressure from their parents to stay up and just get in those late night study cram sessions that it hinders their development as young adolescent sturgeon.
It's a sad world, Lake Champlain.
Yeah.
But hopefully good old Champ will come back, rein in those cruel sturgeon papas and mamas that are too strict, and Champ's gonna come in. I'm not talking a real Champ. I'm talking the lake monsters Champ. He's gonna come down and just start dancing. No one can say no to that mascot when he's dancing. He's gonna be going boom boom bida ba boo, and he's gonna bring happiness back to Lake Champlain. Just one tail waggle at a time.
Oh, for a minute there, Eric, I thought that you were advocating for sending a former Marine into Lake Champlain in order to assist in the spit swap and makeout match, and I was going to be like, whoa,
Champ?
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to talk about him on this podcast, okay?
I mean, I heard that you can't see him. He's coming.
That's right. No, I think that's Randy Orton. Anyway, enough wrestling. Let's you want to thank our sponsors and wrap this podcast up and give Rose a platform to push any propaganda she feels like pushing.
Any final words, Rose?
Eat your Wheaties, get your Sleepies, don't harass strangers on the internet.
Wow, those are wise words of wisdom.
Those are some tenets to live by.
Those that can reach our half dozens of audience members.
Well, I would like to thank the wonderful people over at the Patrick Leahy Echo Center. They keep care of our sturgeons, our scary looking sturgeons, and wow, educational resources on Lake Champlain. Boom, bang, bring your kids. I don't know if they're open. It's COVID.
Yeah. All right. I got to think this podcast would not be possible without the Shambong. Who knew that people struggled to drink mimosas quickly enough? Now that problem has been solved. It's called the Shambong.
like to not thank Shambong because they are not an official sponsor, and anything we said that resembled their promotional materials is purely coincidental and not copyright fraud.
Good note there. I would like to thank Big Rosé. Now, purchase a case of our Big Rosé, and we'll include a Shambong. Better for chugging your Big Rosé on a night out with the friends or by yourself and watching some weird shows with doctors or surgeons. And I don't know, it's Big Rosé.
I would like to thank Peer Pressure Awareness as testimony of a former deep water diver. That I happened to get. He says here, wow, even at an astonishing 24,000 pounds per square inch, the pressure down here while deep water scuba diving is nothing compared to the pressure I feel from my peers every day to get the job right and not do bad substances. So take peer pressure seriously. That's a deep water diver, so he's legit.
This podcast is also brought to you by Photoshop. That's right. Photoshop your body to create unrealistic standards for the youth today. You're one click away from that rockin' six-pack, bro.
Rose, do you have anybody that you want to thank? Any sponsors that we could give a shout out to?
I mean, I think you got it. Of course, Big Rosé also sponsors me personally. They're legally required to since they stole my name.
Oh wow, Eric! I can't believe I didn't notice this until it started coming out of the floor vents. But we have to thank our longtime and best sponsor, Homegrown Hops. That's right. Make sure they haven't gotten into the woodwork. They are voracious growers. They're getting ready to cone. Watch out for Homegrown Hops.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it has been another wonderful episode here, joined by Big Rose herself. Wow, she is giving us all the money to be on this podcast and support her platform, that's for sure.
All right, this has been Just Do It, a Dewey Brothers podcast, Season 5, Episode 4. I'm Alex.
I'm Eric.
And for the love of God, man.
I don't know, what are we doing? I think we, it's a, someone send a letter, no, send unsolicited, send it.
Super weird, right? It's gonna be great.